everybody. Welcome to another mini episode of Games My Mom Found. I am Mike Albertin. Who's riding our ostrich with me tonight?
Michael K. Hughes.
Oh, yeah, that was a weird way to start.
Yeah, got me off guard.
Yeah, I know. That was the point. And Mike, since this is 100% your pick, what are we talking about today?
We're going back to the Capcom Beat 'em Up collection for Battle Circuit, a game that never came out here.
Yep. In 1997, actually. So this could not have worked on the SNES, for sure.
Nah.
As the SNES, I don't even remember what year the SNES was out till. That doesn't matter. So this is, as you probably already picked up from what he said, this is another beat 'em up on the Capcom collection, which if you have, go play this the moment you're done with this recording. Or listening to this recording, I should say, not this recording. No, this game, it's a your normal Capcom beat 'em up. You have 5 playable characters.
Yeah, 5.
And it looks normal. You have your normal beat 'em up moves, punch, kick, whatever, jump kick. But the game doesn't take long before it's a full blown. How much weird shit can we throw in one game at you?
I laugh because you use the word normal to describe this, and it's
it plays like a normal beat 'em up. Except you do have cool moves where if you do button combinations, like if you do Hadouken, you can do other moves, or if you do like up, down, A, if you buy an ability, you can do like an uppercut thing. Like there are cool moves that different characters have.
Buying abilities in a beat 'em up? That's unheard of.
Yeah. And actually it's a story I cared about too. That's kind of unheard of in beat 'em up too.
Yeah, like I said, it's straight up Saturday morning cartoon where you're a group of heroes going after a big villain trying to do bad things. Hunters. Yes.
I mean, that's the thing that I think it was Cowboy Bebop when I was playing this game too.
I really need to watch that someday.
Partly because I just got done watching it for the 3rd or 4th time, like less than 2 weeks ago from the time of this recording.
Well, as we'll get into, they like their anime references in this game, so it could have been intentional.
So I think we should describe the characters. I'll go first. The first character I played as is Cyber Blue. He pretty much just plays and handles. It reminds me of Captain Commando from the Captain Commando game. So your fast character handles fine. Decent strength. Now, how about you describe the character you picked? Like the very normal character you played as first.
Yeah, the very normal. Like the reason I'm like, okay, we have to play this game. It looks purely insane. First character that caught my eye is Pink Ostrich, and it's a little girl riding on a sentient pink ostrich with an eye patch, and the ostrich does all the fighting. I was like, what the hell?
And I thought a baby in a mech was weird. This is even weirder. And then you also have one of the other characters I played as is you have a guy who thinks he's Mr. Fantastic who can I guess he can kind of stretch. He's a shapeshifter or something. He's more of a stronger. I didn't like him. What the fuck is his name?
Captain Silver.
Okay, good.
Sounds like a Beautiful Joe character.
It really does. Captain Silver wasn't very fun to play as. Like I didn't like him. He handled a little faster, and he just wasn't fun to me.
Plus, he's French, so
that was kind of funny. I didn't even realize that until you were like, wee, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, he just says wee occasionally. No offense to our French listeners. We love you.
There's some. It's just a weird character, and I just didn't like him because I like more medium. He was more of a strong medium character, so a little bit slower, and I like my very, very medium characters in fighting in beat 'em up games.
So you didn't like the heavy in this game?
Oh God, the fucking heavy. I didn't like the way he played, nor did I like what he... Why don't you describe what he is?
I'm just going to read straight from the Wikipedia, because I don't know how to describe him. It's an alien green, an alien creature of unknown origin who resembles a large Venus flytrap with leg-like roots, a small lizard-like growth on the back of its neck, and a large eye in its abdomen. It attacks mostly center around its vine-like arms, which it can grow... Okay.
You heard it here first, guys.
Oh, man, I'm trying to get through this. Which it can quickly swing to create whirlwinds, as well as grab opponents and slam them against the ground.
Why would you make this up, Mike?
Those were sentences. Holy crap.
Yep. It's a giant plant.
Yeah.
Yep. You're like, what the fuck? Yep. Welcome to Battle Circuit. There was a lot of what the fucks while we were playing this game.
The sprite doesn't do it justice. I had to pull up the official art to just see what the hell I'm looking at.
Yeah, and somebody made a toy of this thing. There was a figure that you also sent me. I did not need to see.
Everyone needs to see it. It's so strange.
It will not be the cover art for this episode. That's for sure. But, I mean, and then it also has one last character, which I didn't play as, but you really liked.
Yeah, I played her for the majority of the game. Yellow Iris. She's kind of a mix between Blanca and Felicia from Street Fighter and Darkstalkers.
And Squirrel Girl.
And Squirrel Girl. She's like yellow cat lady with a little fox squirrel pet. named Finn, apparently.
You seem to like her a lot, though. So I mean, that's
so she's the quick weak one. This seems to be what I gravitate towards in these beat 'em ups. And
not seems.
She actually was a DLC costume for Felicia in Ultimate vs. Capcom, Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I can talk today, I swear.
Which is actually really cool. I love the fact that some of these weird ass Capcom games get some kind of recognition, like with Cannon Spike getting recognition in either Street Fighter V, I think it was, or Cammy, like even though it didn't really count, but still, Capcom has some really strange ass games in their library that will never see the light of day again.
Yeah, but it's nice that they still acknowledge that they exist.
Well, like this was, I mean, I like my beat 'em up, but I'm not a huge fan of this one. But this one, it was very, very fast. Everything was boom, 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 but it didn't feel overwhelming. There's a lot of enemies, but it never felt to a point where there were just too many enemies. And like some other beat 'em ups that we played, and everything in this game is so strange. Like it's nothing. It is one of the weirdest games I have played in a beat 'em up in a while. Like the first guy you fight has a little green Slimer looking thingy with big googly eyes with a big head alien that you're fighting.
Yeah.
Named Johnny, I think.
Johnny was the Elvis impersonator in the second stage.
Sorry, I got my bosses confused. Yeah, you fight an Elvis impersonator. Yep. You heard it here first, guys.
The main villain is Dr. Saturn, who has a giant meteor-like head and a ring around it.
Yep. It's a weird-ass game. But it's fun.
It is fun. It was fun.
I mean, you fight a lot of like robots that shoot at you. I mean, the levels are really bizarre. Like the second level, you're running on top of like a futuristic city with flying cars in the background. I mean, I wasn't bored at all. The game didn't overstay its welcome. About an hour playthrough for us, I want to say, but it's a blast.
Like I said, it's very strange. It's no surprise that this never came out here because, like,
no,
I don't know how Capcom would have marketed this.
But like, fighting that, I do want to like that second level where. Yeah, the second level with the Elvis impersonator, like you drop down into like a disco because the bounty you're hunting is at a disco. So, I mean, when
you get to the boss fight, the word fever is spelled across the ground, and he comes up where the V is and does a little Elvis bit.
It was fun, though, and then when you beat him, he becomes Fat Elvis at the end. His stomach, the shirt pops open, his big stomach comes out. That was funny, too.
Very 90s.
And when you drop down in that scene, you see a bunch of, like, must have been a Japan thing. You see a bunch of guys, like muscle guys in, like, a one-piece suit with little bulbs on their head, look like Teletubbies.
Yeah, I think I made the comparison to, what the hell's it called? I made it.
Or is that something else I'm thinking of?
Muscle March, a WiiWare game.
Oh, something I've never heard of. Okay. That's why I blew right back.
You're not missing out.
I have no recollection of this event. I must not been listening. But it just, God, I'm going to say a lot in this game. It was such a fun little experience to play through this game. And we did the 2 players, like everything is just, you'd have a bonus stage where you're running around in a car chasing after Dr. Saturn shooting things. Like it was just fun. And how many games can say that you get to fight a hot-ass babe in giant boots with jellyfish surrounding her? How many games can say that?
On the beach at that.
I don't know. It was interesting.
I wish I'd still been playing Pink Ostrich at that bonus level, because I wonder if she just runs alongside the people in the cars.
Probably. That would make sense.
Be like a Captain America and the Avengers thing where Vision and Iron Man fly and Hawkeye and Cap are regulated the little hover bikes.
Man, that game.
Oh, no.
I just want to play it again, even though I don't want to.
No, the ostrich just rides on the car. Bummer.
Oh, that's cool. So we do have to mention there is one enemy in this game that really caught my eye. Or something. You fight these 3 biker chicks, and they look like they have the Akira motorcycles. And it looks like Ghost in the Shell girl.
Yeah,
I don't know her name. But when they either have guns or a samurai or a katana. What the hell am I saying? Samurai or a katana, and they'll try to like hit you. But when they get up and stand up, they're wearing thongs, and their leather jacket almost opens up to see their boobs. I'm like, well, of course this game couldn't come to the States. That would have been taboo over here.
Yeah, their outfit it's comprised of a jacket, a thong, and boots.
Yep, I was 100% on board with it.
They're straight up riding the bike from Akira.
It's cool. Like this entire game, I was just having fun.
It's definitely less chaotic than the last one we played from this collection, Armored Warriors.
I knew you were going to mention that.
Yeah,
and it just like even the story you had me interested. Like you have these different like after you catch these bounties, you go and talk to some guy in an office building, then send you somewhere else on another bounty. And then like the second half of the game is trying to go after Dr. Saturn and take down like this crime syndicate or something with a guy named Pluto. But it was cool. Like I was actually interested in the story. That doesn't happen in Beat 'em. Normally, I'm like, I don't give a shit. Just let me hit things.
Yeah, like I said at the top of the episode, it definitely feels like a Saturday morning cartoon plot.
I mean, you fight giant ogres that wear World War One German helmet. How many games can say that? Four-armed ogres, too, I must add. Four-armed ogres.
There's not a lot of variety to the enemies, but what you got are very strange. Like you have Leon from Star Fox 64 running around. Different Leon. Can't remember
when I hear Leon, that's the first thing that pops in my head is Leon, no!
Oh, Ashley.
Leon, help! I'm actually doing a pretty good impersonation right now. Okay, enough of that. What were you saying before I rudely interrupted you?
There are these little squat robots that run around with claw arms and tanks on their back, and I swear they look straight up like an enemy from Mega Man X4, which I know you have no reference to, but
nope.
Someone out there.
An enemy from Secret of Mana, too, which you have no reference to either. That's what they reminded me of. I kept thinking of Secret of Mana. I know. I didn't expect a response either. But I never got tired of the enemy varieties. I never had a problem with anything. I didn't have a problem with the bosses. The game also never really felt like a quarter muncher, which was nice. Like even near the end, we were dying a little bit more, but for the most part, we held our own in this game. Like and you also get a lot of health too, like a lot of health to pick up.
Oh yeah, we should talk about the health pickups. They do something unique that I have not seen in another beat 'em up.
No, there's some. Oh, you go.
Oh yeah, just where you'll come across like a giant apple, which you can take multiple bites from. Like you don't have to. It's not just a one and done thing. So you use it once and it takes a bite out of it, and the power up still sits there for a minute.
It's a really cool concept because you don't normally see that in these type of games. I've never, like we said, never seen a beat 'em up before. It was really cool, and there was one that was kind of horrifying. There was a giant pig, and I went to go eat some of it, and then all of a sudden, like part of the pig was missing. You could just see bone. It was some reason kind of creepy.
Yeah, it's just the way the sprite looked. I was totally there with you.
We weren't expecting it either. So, what was your favorite enemy to fight? I know mine.
I mean, yeah, the biker girls are the easy go-to there.
Okay, that one was my favorite. Okay, second favorite that we hadn't mentioned yet.
It's sure not the octopus boss, because like every Capcom game needs to have an octopus boss. Apparently,
boss?
The mech that kept pooping out the mines that we were getting pissed at.
I blanked that from my mind because I hated that part. Okay, that was annoying.
It's probably the pair of stage 5 bosses. You got a guy named Dave, who is a weird snake person riding a snake mech. And then you have Doc and Jennifer, which is a Jane Goodall kind of safari scientist girl riding around on this giant baboon with its tongue hanging out. And it's just, oh man. Like, I can't even describe this thing to do it justice. It's so weird.
That's this game. I mean, I do want to talk a little about Dave. Dave just kept reminding me of not the Cobra Commander, but the guy, I can't remember his name, but he's part of Cobra. He was like, and he did have a bunch of like snake things, and he wore like the gold Cobra helmet. I cannot remember his name for the life of me right now, though.
I can't remember. I know I watched G.I. Joe back in the day, but I
had his toy. That's how I know him. I had his toy. I had to mail in for. Oh, Hasbro. But that doesn't matter. But Dave was kind of cool. It was an annoying fight, but also that Doc and Jennifer, like you can't. It's a giant mandrill with a tongue hanging out it has chains on him with ball and chains, and a girl in a like 1940s, archaeologist outfit sitting on his arm. And that's the boss.
Her arm, apparently. Apparently, it's Jennifer. It's the name of the baboon or mandrill, whichever it is. I see.
Okay.
So intuitive.
And then there are also, I guess, the 3 girls that we were talking about, biker girls. They were a boss fight. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, because we were trying to figure out what the third one's name was. There was Betsy and Chris, and we're like, well, the third one had to have been an A. You got to go for the ABC motif. But what was their name? Carrie or something? Something strange.
Betsy, Kathy, and Chris.
Kat. Yeah. How do you double up on C's like that? Get your crap together in 1997, Capcom.
And they just have katanas. So I was thinking of other enemies that they run around. They call the biker girls that run around in this game because they reuse the sprites, kind of.
Yeah, well, palette swaps and whatnot.
Yeah, what do you expect from a 1997 beat 'em up? But the enemy I wanted to mention that you didn't take my bait was you fight these really stupid frog guys that run around with their head up in the air, and they're so fun just to hit for some reason.
They're the ones that look like Leon from Star Fox 64.
Yes. Okay, so you were talking about that. All right. I guess I missed that because I started talking stupid with my Ashley impersonation all of a sudden. Oh, by the way, we missed.
I just saw that too.
We'll talk about that shortly. But and so I mean, how many games can say that they had a boss that's called Cyber Samurai? It looks like 2 guys sitting inside a giant mech with just their head that has Gatling guns. How many games can say they have a boss like that?
At least one.
Unfortunately. It's such a strange game. I mean, there was one boss that really did annoy me, which is Zip Yang, which is
man.
I don't even know how to describe it. It's like a guy in a little red mech that thinks he's jousting on top of a chariot.
Some kind of alien two-headed corpse with googly eyes on it.
It's really fucking weird.
Yes, it's a little weird game. It's kind of weird.
And then the final boss that we fought is a giant fat guy that reminds me of King D. And they call him Pluto. Like the whole time they keep saying, "Oh, we're taking this to Pluto." I'm like, "Oh, we're going to Pluto in this game." And then I'm like, as the game progressed, I found out, no, we're just going to Pluto's the final boss.
You heard about Pluto? That's messed up.
Pluto's not a planet anymore. And we also should mention that the name of the gang that you're fighting in this game is called Delete.
Delete.
That's the crime syndicate you're fighting. And the final area takes place in a giant pyramid.
Yeah, like I think I made the comment when we were playing it that it feels like a Darkstalkers level.
I don't know enough about Darkstalkers, unfortunately.
There's a mummy character, so anything Egyptian from Capcom just feels like Darkstalkers.
I know that part because I've seen him. I've seen images of Darkstalkers. I don't play fighting games. I never had a reason to yet.
So you're saying we should watch the anime someday?
Okay. I'll watch it and talk about it. You know me.
Oh, yeah.
So, and then apparently as we're doing this episode and we're talking, there's a secret boss we never fought.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's just because we had it on an easier difficulty.
We didn't get enough points.
Oh, yeah. If at least one character attains 32 and a lot of 0 points, you can choose between two options. Fight the master program or pull out the Shiva disc. Because most of the plot centers around trying to get this disc back from Dr. Saturn. And you want to talk about Final Fantasy and Secret of Mana bosses. This guy looks like he's ripped straight out of one of those. He looks like a blue genie with red tribal paint riding a spectral flaming dragon thing.
I'm really bummed that we didn't get to fight it now.
Yeah.
Now that I know it's there, but you need like 32, you need 3 million points, it looks like.
I'm sure it would have been a pain in the ass, though.
Yep. No, maybe I can't. Yeah, 3 million. That's 3 million points. Yeah, I wasn't even paying attention to high score. I didn't care. I mean, I don't give a shit about that beat 'em ups, and it just looks. Now that I see it, I'm just like, oh, that would have been cool to fight. But yeah, okay. As cool as this game is, I mean, we actually after we beat it, we started back up immediately again. Did the first stage just to try out the characters. Mm-hmm. I was all ready to go again. Like this now.
I just wanted to get a feel for the characters I hadn't played as, at least a couple of them.
Which is a good way to do it, though, because, I mean, if you're going to talk about something, it's good to be able to have tried all the different characters.
Yeah, especially as you crapped on the alien guy. I had to see how bad he was, and he's
You didn't like him here, did you?
Nah, he's pretty rough.
He's way too slow for this game, because this game is very fast, and it doesn't work well with a very slow character. Yeah. It's not that kind of game. I mean, and the upgrades are cool. As we mentioned, after every stage, you get to spend the coin that you collect throughout the game to upgrade your character. And you get different moves. But if you continue and pick a different character, then it resets your counter, and then you don't have any of your bought move.
Yeah, because other beat 'em ups have like the gold bars and stuff, and Streets of Rage or whatnot, but they're just for points. So it's nice to have collectibles that actually do something for you as a currency.
It was cool. I mean, I know Knights of the Round and King of Dragons are two other games that are made by Capcom that are on this collection that upgrade your character as the game progresses. As you beat bosses, you'll get things that upgrade them, like new weapons and stuff, and new armor.
Yeah, as we said before, the upgrades are kind of have Street Fighter inputs, like the Hadouken motion or the flash kick or whatnot. It's really cool.
It was a cool concept.
Yeah, it feels a little deeper for a beat 'em up than just mash the attack button.
And it even has like a clear move where you hold down A and B, like at least in our case A and B. It would do like a kind of like where it would kill anything near you, but it takes some of your health. So I mean that was remind me of X-Men.
Oh yeah, I just want to do the Colossus Roar now, but I'm not going to do it.
I was waiting for it.
Everyone knows it already. If not, play Castle Crashers. It's in there too.
Oh, I haven't played that in so long.
It's good too. I'm sure we will.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll do it at some point. If you get the chance, I would say definitely play this beat 'em up. If you have the beat 'em up collection and you just stayed away from this one because it was just too weird, play it. Listen to so look up a video playthrough because I mean again, one of the levels is you're jumping on floating pagoda boats, which are Japanese boats, and they're in space, and you jump around and fight different enemies on them. Yeah. I mean, we can't really differentiate how weird the levels are, but it's very entertaining. It's a very entertaining beat 'em up, but it doesn't overstay its welcome either, and it didn't feel too hard.
Yeah.
And you get to fight sexy biker girls. So hey.
There is that. As sexy as 1997 sprites will let you see.
You know, it worked. I enjoyed the fight. I was like, this is cool. All right, I don't think I have anything else. Anything else you want to say before we go to Shelf or Box?
I think so.
Should we talk about the music?
I didn't really get a feel for it since we're doing co-op, so we had voice chat on and whatnot. So I'm sure it's there. It's Capcom. It was there. It's probably good, but yeah, I didn't get
it's Capcom beat 'em up music. It's just there.
Yeah,
I'm sure. Most of you just had me, talking shit, but that was all.
It's not as good as Streets of Rage 2, so it's not great by that scale.
I'm also not the best person because I don't really listen to live video game music, so I'm a hard person to gauge on that stuff. All right, let's go to Shelf or Box. And Mike, why don't you go first?
All right. So this was fun to play through, and like Mike said, we sat down and pretty much geared to play up through it a second time right away, but I still think I'm going to throw it in a box because unlike Armored Warriors, I don't see myself going back and playing it on my own, by my own free will or whatever. So, I could see playing it together again, but yeah, other than that, it's just going to go in the box.
Okay. That's kind of what I was expecting, because I could tell, after you finished it, you were kind of like, well, we're done with this shit.
Yeah, it didn't have that wow factor that Armored Warriors has, where it's like, oh man, that's so cool. It's just like, what is happening? What is that? What am I looking at?
Different. I'm actually going to put this on the shelf. I really enjoyed it, and I could easily play this again. I could maybe play this by myself. I'm not going to, but I probably could. It was actually I had a good time with this beat 'em up. This is actually one of my more favorite beat 'em ups now, I would say, which is surprising. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. It actually had a story I was actually interested about, and now I find out there's a secret final boss that you can fight. It's a really cool little game. I'm very glad we got to play it and talk about it. And hopefully someone listening to this episode will sit down and try it out. Because I'm sure you have the Capcom Beat 'em Up collection in your Steam library. Somebody does.
If not, it goes on sale all the time. We've already got our money's worth of it. So
yeah,
check it out.
All right. And I think that about wraps up this episode. Another mini. And we'll go to plugs. First, I want to give a shout out to our awesome intro and outro, courtesy of Bobby, a.k.a. Mike Stoney, from his EP, Bite the Bullet. Definitely check them out. You see a link in the show notes. And if you enjoyed this beat 'em up, we did other beat 'em ups. I don't know what's all out at this time, but we have other mini episodes you should check out. So we also did Armored Warriors, which will be out by this time. Another mini, so go find that.
Slashers will be out by now.
Yep, Night Slash will be out too, which is not a Capcom beat 'em up.
No, but it was a beat 'em up, an arcade beat 'em up, and it's another oddball. So yeah, give that one a listen.
Minis have become the oddballs of the show. 100% what they are at this point. Just the strangest shit we can find.
Yeah. We got some good ones lined up too, though. So
Mermaid, right?
Oh yeah,
that's on your list. I don't know. It doesn't come as good, but it's on your list.
It's better than you think.
I don't think very highly, so it doesn't have a high bar to climb.
It's better than Tailspin.
Okay, so you mean it's playable? Fuck Tailspin. All right, if you enjoyed this episode, we have tons of episodes for you to check out, so definitely go find those and listen to them. We publish tons of new content every week, 2 episodes a week. We also do video game. Well, we do mainly video game. We do comics. We do movies. We do all sorts of stuff. So definitely check those out. We're going to the MCU. Listen to those. Those are a lot of work to produce for you guys, so definitely check those out for us. And also, I want to say, if you enjoyed this, please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, where I'm constantly posting new images of what's upcoming with the show. And again, as I should say this in the beginning of the episode, tell someone, tell a friend, tell an enemy, let someone know that you enjoy games my mom found. It's a great way to support the show. All right, I think that's all I need to say for tonight. We will see you guys all next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.